Hello my viewer, and welcome back to Kate's Crochet. And today we are doing something so special to me. This is a nice pattern, which is a 3D pattern. As you can see, these flowers, they look like they are just placed, but everything here is crochet. So this is a pattern for blankets mostly, for table runners, for bed runners, and those big projects. So I'm working on a blanket, which is actually my birthday gift, though it will come to get finished when the birthday is over, but all the same it will still be a gift to myself. So it's a 3D leaf pattern, and I thought to do this with you. So it is worked, the blanket is worked in parts, so like you have many parts which are like this, and then the many parts are now joined together. This is an hexagon. Yeah, mathematics comes in, and so yeah, it is 6-sided, and also the leaf pattern has 6 leaves. Yeah, so I thought we do this together, and that is why we are doing it. So this is already done, so I would like us to start. I'm using this color, it's color yellow, and you're going to start with a slip knots. And then I'm going to make a chain of 5. So 1, sorry guys, I didn't say the hook that I'm using a 3mm, and the yarn is Robin Small, and I'm using it as 2 strands. Yeah, these are 2 strands. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and on the first chain we are going to make a slip stitch so that we form a ring. All right, again we chain 3, and we are going to work double crochets inside the ring. So we make a double crochet inside the ring, we chain 1. Now that we have the first chain 3 serves as a double crochet, so we have 2 double crochets, a chain 1, another 2 double crochets, 1, 2, chain 1. So it's 2 double crochets, a chain 1, 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and I'm going to repeat this for 6 times. 1, 2, chain 1, 1, 2, chain 1, 1, 2, chain 1. So I confirm as we continue. So 1 set of 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then so we distribute these ones, and then the last one, 2 double crochets, chain 1. So we have the 6 of them, 2 double crochets, we count them as 1. So 2 double crochets, sorry, 2 double crochets, a chain 1, 2, chain 1, 2, a chain 1, all around until we have our 6th set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I've chained 1, and we are going to slip stitch on the first chain on top of it to complete that circle. Yeah, distribute it well. Yeah, like that. So now from here you need to be very keen so that you don't skip any stitch, because it is very easy to skip, so you need to be very careful, and again a lot of counting. So we start by a chain 3, and from this row, this first chain 3 is not going to be counted as a stitch. It is only to serve to, you know, to close that gap. We do not want a gap between stitches. All right, so now we have 2 double crochets here. We are going to do front posts on each. So we are going to do 2 front posts on each, like the one I'm working on now. We are going to do 2. So we work 1 front post double crochet, again go there again and do another front post double crochet. So we have 2 front post double crochets on that same double crochet. We go to the next double crochet and we work 2 front posts double crochets, 1, again 2. And now after the 2 double crochets, we have a chain 1 of the previous row. So now on the 2 double crochets that we had in the previous row, we now have 4 front post double crochets. All right, so now we come to the chain space. We are going to do a double crochet, chain 1, again in the same space, a double crochet. So in that one space we have 2 double crochets separated by a chain 1. All right, we go to the next set of 2 double crochets and we are going to do as the first one. So we do 2 double crochets on each, 2 front post double crochets on each double crochet. I hope this is not confusing. On each double crochet of the previous row, we work 2 front post double crochets. All right, so now we have 4 front post double crochets. Okay, again to the chain space, we work 1 double crochet, a chain 1 and another double crochet, and we repeat this until we get to the end of the row. All right, we do it once more with you. In the next 2 double crochets, we do 2 front post double crochets on each. That is done. We go to the next and we work 2 front post double crochets. So if you notice, we are now increasing, and when you come to the chain space, we are going to work 1 double crochet, chain 1 and another 1 double crochet. So repeat this until you get to the end and show you how we are going to slip stitch and begin another row. So I'm at the end of the row and there is this chain 1 space between the first and the last front post. So we work as usual, 1 double crochet, chain 1 and another 1 double crochet. And now we come to the slip stitch. Now this is what I would like us to note. We have a chain 3 here, and I said this is not counted as a stitch. It is used, or rather in this pattern we are using it to close this gap. All right, so we are going to the first front post double crochet that we did as we were beginning, and we are going to slip stitch on top of that. Okay, not on top of the chain 3 but on the first front post double crochet. So we are going to slip stitch there, and that is so complete. All right, so you can see here this is supposed to be closed, so we need to distribute our first double crochets, yeah, like that, so that is closed. So now to go to the next row where you need to be very keen, we are going to start with a chain 3. Every row we are starting with a chain 3, and as I've already stated the reason, you now know. So we have 4 front post double crochets here. All right, let me open. So we have these 2 and these other 2 of the first double crochets. So now we are going to work 2 front posts on the first and on the last. Okay, the middle stitches we are going to work them as they are. Okay, so let's do this. We work a front post double crochet on the first, again another front post on the same, and to the next we work one front post, to the next we work one front post, and now to the last here we are going to work 2 front post double crochets. All right, and you'll realize we've now increased by 2. Remember, we started by only 2 double crochets. We did an increment. Now we had 4 in the previous row, and now we are having 6 front post double crochets, and this is basically what we are going to be doing in this tutorial. So again, in the previous row we worked 2 double crochets separated by a chain 1. So to the first double crochet we are going to do a back post. All right, the opposite of this. So we do a back post double crochet, and now we come to the chain space separating the 2 double crochets, and we are going to do 1 double crochet, chain 1, again to the same space, 1 double crochet, and we have this last one double crochet. We do a back post double crochet. All right, now again we come to the 4 front post double crochets, and we do as we did in the beginning. So 2 front post double crochets on the first front post, to the next we work it as it is, just 1, to the next 1 front post, and now to the last one we are going to work 2 front post double crochets. All right, to these 2 double crochets we are going to work back post on the first one. In the chain 1 space we work 1 double crochet, chain 1, and another 1 double crochet, and now to this other double crochet we are going to do a back post double crochet. All right, and now we repeat this to the end of the row. Okay, so when we come to here we are going to increase in the first and the last, then the middle stitches we work them as normal, and when we come to the double crochets we work these as back posts, and in this we work these as back posts. In the space we work 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, and to this last double crochet we work it as a back post. So continue doing this until you get to the other side of the row. I'm at the end of the row, and as you can see it has already now started forming the leaves. All right, so at the end of the row I've done the last stitch, which is our back post double crochet, and now we slip stitch on the first front post double crochet. We skip the chain 3 and we go to that first front post and we slip stitch, and you realize that this space is quite closed. All right, so now we are going to the next row and we are going to chain 3, and we just repeat the previous row. So we are going to the first front post here, and we work 2 front posts on that, 1 and 2, and the rest we work front post just 1 until the last one, which we are going to work 2 front posts. So we continue, and you realize that we are increasing by 2 stitches in every leaf. Okay, so I'm on the last front post and I do 2 of them on that stitch. All right, and now when you count they are increased by 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, they are 8. So when we come to the double crochets we work the first one, back post until we get to the chain space, which we now work 1 double crochet, chain 1 and another 1 double crochet. Okay, to the next 2 we're going to work back posts, just 1 on each. 1 and 2. We come to the leaf pattern. We increase the first stitch 2 front posts on that. In the next, just 1, and we work 1 front post double crochet until we get to the last one, which again we are going to increase, and which is this. So we work 2 front posts on that, and we continue with the same pattern to the end of the row. I'm at the end of the row, and I'm going to slip stitch on the first front post double crochet. So I'm skipping the first chain 3 stitch. All right, so the leaves are already forming. Yeah, do not worry about the foldings, because as we narrow, all right, it is going to lie flat. We are almost there, so we chain 3 again, and we repeat the previous row. 2 front post double crochets on the first front post, and we work the rest as they are until we get to the last one, which also we are going to increase. All right, so I'm there on the last one, and we work 2 front post double crochets on that. Now at this stage it's very easy because the stitches are more visible. So to the next, we are going to do back posts until we get to the chain. So we do, sorry guys, we do back posts 2 and 3, and now to the chain 3 we do as usual. We are going to do 1 double crochet, a chain 1 and another 1 double crochet. So again we get to the leaf, and we repeat this same process to the end of the row. And we are going to also, at this stage we have 1 2 3 4 5, we have 10 front post double crochets. When you are done with this round, every leaf shall have 10 front post double crochets. So you are going to work another row so that we have 12 on each leaf. All right, remember to continue increasing on these other parts. All right, so now I have this one which is already 12. It's already at that point. So every leaf has 12 front post double crochets, and so we are going now to start the narrowing. All right, we are at this stage, and so from there we are going to start decreasing. So we are going to do the opposite of what we were doing. So now I've done my slip stitch already and a chain of 3. So now we were increasing on the first and the last stitches, and we are going to do the same when decreasing. So we decrease on the first and on the last. So we are going to do a front post double crochet, And just before we finish that, we are going to grab the next and we work them together, and now they become one. All right, you see the way they are curving. All right, so to the middle stitches, we are going to work them as they are until we get to the last two, so that we do a decrease on them. So work on the middles until you get to, so we are at the end where we have 2 front posts. So we do as we did in the beginning. Before we finish that, we grab the next, we go through 2, we have 3, and we go through all of them. So that one is already reduced. All right, so now when we come to this other part, we are going to work it as we were doing it, just normally. So back posts until we get to the chain 1 stitch, I'm at the chain stitch. So in that chain stitch, we do 1 double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet. So in the chain 1 stitch, you can either do 1 or 2. So for me, I am doing only 1 chain. So we continue doing back posts so that we finish on this segment. And I'm on the last one. So that part is done, which is now this part. Okay, again to the leaf stitches, we do a decrease before we finish that first double front post double crochet. We grab the next, we go through 2, we have now 3, and we go through all of them, and that we have done a decrease. So to the middle stitches, we work them as they are, just front posts, until we are left with the last 2, which we are going to work as decrease. So I'm almost there. So they are here, and you work a decrease. By now you now know how to decrease, yeah. And we continue repeating the same process. We work back posts on these back posts until we get to the chain space, and on the chain space we do 1 double crochet, a chain 1, and another double crochet. So we finish this by making these back posts, and I'm on the last one. So I finished that with that 1 back post. All right, so we are going to repeat this same process. Now we are going to do a reduction in the beginning and on the other end. So we work this normally, and on the leaf stitches we are going to be reducing on the first and the last 2 double crochets. So continue doing your reductions until you come to the starting point, and I meet you at that point. So I'm at the end of the row, and we're going to slip stitch on the first front post double crochet. Remember we did a reduction here, so we are going on top of that reduction, yeah, and we close. So far this is how it looks, and the leaves are just forming. Yeah, with this color they are more visible, as you can see. So now to the next row, we are going to repeat the previous row. Oh, sorry, the row. So we chain 3 and we do a reduction on the first 2 stitches. You need to be very keen now, because this one we count as 1 stitch now. Remember, we did a reduction on the previous row, so we count it as 1. So we do a front post there, and just before we finish, we do to the next and we do a reduction. So now they have come now 1. So the middle stitches, we work them as they are until we get to the last 2, where we're going to do reductions again. And now I'm at that point where we do a reduction. All right, yeah, and now that becomes 1. Now we have 8 stitches. Remember, when we started decreasing, we had 12, we decreased to 10, and now we are at 8. So in every leaf pattern we are decreasing in the beginning and at the end, so we are reducing by 2 stitches. When we come here, we do the stitches as they are, and we just continue doing the reductions, all right, until we are left with only 1 front post double crochet on the leaf patterns as it is here. So now we get back here. So now we have only 1 leaf, 1 front post double crochet on the leaves or on the leaf pattern. So at this point you can decide to end your work at that point, or you can decide to do 1 more row or 2 or 3 of back posts, so that they are now very well on the inside. All right, but for me, I'm leaving it at that point because, as I said, I'm doing a blanket. So when this one is done, this one corner is going to be joined with that other corner of this pattern, and then there is like this one. Don't mind about these colors. They are not the colors I'm using for the blanket, they were just for the tutorial. So again, when this is done, the other side will going to join there, and this other one is going to join, and now you can join as many as you want and they form a blanket. So thank you so much for viewing this to the end. Give this video a thumbs up. If you are a newcomer, I say big thank you, and subscribe. Put on the notification bell so that when we upload, you get notified. If you are an old member coming back, I say a big thank you. So thank you so much. Goodbye for now, and God bless you.